he's on. Let's see, what is he even? Yeah.
Oh, here he is.
Who, Vince?
Vince, what's up, man?
Yo, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Nice. Oh, I like your setup there.
Oh, thank you. I'm working on it.
Dude, I can't. I'm illiterate when it comes to set up the microphone arms. I was like, I have two of them. Like maybe I just couldn't. Yeah, and mine kept like falling down on me, and I'm just like, so I'm just like, screw it. I'll go with the stand, and
I get it. I've been there.
and now we're trying to find this. We're trying to find the stream. I guess they're on X.
Yeah, the GFL draft's going on right now as well. Vince, how's it going?
Oh, good. I would like to tune into that too. Actually,
Yeah, that's what we're watching.
Yeah, basically we're just gonna do like a hangout essentially. Nothing like too crazy. We know you're coming up.
Here we go. They're doing like a little countdown. So
let's go. Okay. The wife's in the draft, so I'm curious to see how this is gonna go.
Oh yeah, who's your wife?
Shino Van Hoos.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, Shino Morales now, but whatever.
Yeah, I probably should have just said the last name. Who's your wife?
Did they decide where? It's not pre-decided, right? Where she'll be, or it's just like
no, it's not. Literally, we know nothing until this draft. Really.
Okay, I know that a lot of people were trying to stay. A lot of coaches were trying to stay local to try to coach because the head coaches of the teams just have to be at the fight, from what I understand. Right?
Yeah, as far as I know too, that's kind of how they're doing it. Because I think they announced Cain Velasquez, I think, is coach Dubai.
Right.
And that's like the only one that I really know. So I was just going down that road and assuming that that's how they were going to do it.
All right, since we got time, tell us a little bit about your fight coming up and everything like that.
Dude, I'm stoked. We are T-minus like 3 weeks out starting tomorrow. So, man, been grinding my ass off, really. It's been cool. I've been able to be a part of Maween's and Marab's camps because we're all training partners and just leeching off of their success and mindset and training ability and skill set and everything, and just making sure I'm ready and prepped for February 15th, dude. I get to welcome the newcomer to the UFC.
Beautiful, beautiful. Marab is a really cool dude. He was on here a few weeks ago. It was so funny because I co-host this with Dean Thomas, but he's at Karate Combat tonight. And Dean, he came on, do Dean's podcast. I get it, it's whatever. And then he came on, and Dean goes, "Quinn, I can't make it. You're gonna have to." I'm like, all right. So he didn't know. So he signs on. You see him like looking for Dean, and here I am. And he's just like, I came here for Dean Thomas. I was like, sorry, but I tell you, you have the right link. All right, it's going live on X now. I was hoping to get it on YouTube.
Oh, it's on X. I was literally just looking on YouTube.
It's on X, and it's on and it's supposed to be on all their like platforms, but I don't see it popping up on their YouTube. That sucks.
So what was like training with Marab? Did you guys practice anything that you think they'll use in this fight?
For me in particular, just like committing to the entries, I think is the best thing that I can take from learning from Marab. And effort. Literally everything Marab does, he's all effort. He just goes and goes and goes. Like sometimes I think a lot of us fighters, we get stuck into a little bit of like a tit for tat and like, okay, I'm gonna try this and yada yada. Like he doesn't really try things, he just does and then deals with whatever's after the fact. And I think that's what makes him champ. That's one thing I've really taken from him over training with the years is just effort equals not always results, but it equals fight, which if our skill set's there, then that equals results. So I'm just learning from him, just pacing and what it's like just to be around a champion in that kind of mindset that gets him there. Literally, I watched him train with a hurt back, trained with a cut that got infected on his leg, and just working around it and in any way he could, working around and through. That's just does it. So yeah, man, it's cool to be around somebody like that.
Yeah, there's something about like that you hit the nail on the head. Just the fact that they show up every day and just make it work. Like, I spent a lot of time training with Robbie Lawler during his title run, and it was the same story. It was just showing up. This is banged up, then we're going to pivot. We're going to work this today. Blah, blah, blah. Same thing with Glover Teixeira. No matter what, he was always there. It's pretty awesome, pretty motivating.
Yeah, that's kind of just how it goes. Where did you train with Robbie Lawler at?
American Top Team.
Oh, okay. I think that was before my old coach, Tony Frickland and him. I think they were. I can't remember what the gym was.
Yeah. So
they-
it was before Killcliff. There was like 3 names. There was 2. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Or the one, or maybe you're talking about. No, you're talking about Hit Squad with Matt Hughes.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, the one with Matt Hughes. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the MMA world's kind of tiny like that. We can all track down
It's
origin coaches and have they all train together at one point. It's nuts.
It's like it reminds me of like comic books where like you could be fighting one guy and then he's quartering you 2 years later.
Yeah, exactly. I literally had that happen. My first pro fight. We had one of the pros that was also under my management at the time. All I had was kind of myself. I was doing my own training, and this guy was there at the fight, and they asked him to corner, so he cornered for me. And then 9 fights later, I ended up fighting the dude. It was Brendan Hempelman. He had fought like Marlon Moraes in World Series of Fighting and all kinds of stuff. So like that was a real surreal fight for me.
Yeah, I fought a guy named Matt Lee, and then we stayed kind of cool, and we had a lot of mutual friends, like we said, small world. And then he ended up cornering me 3 fights, like 3 out of my next 8 fights after that.
No shit, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
that kind of goes with, well, not like that, but funnily enough, I trained with Elijah Smith a couple years back,
mm-hmm.
fighting on the 15th, and we were cool. And I think somebody was recording, and anyways, he posted a dope little scramble we got into again a couple years ago, and then I watched him on Contender Series, and I kind of remember thinking like, I wonder if I'll be fighting that dude when I'm back in the UFC. So
where are you from originally?
What was that? Sorry,
where are you from originally?
Like that Boise, Idaho area. I'm like an hour away in the small town in Oregon.
Cool,
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. Is that draft going already?
Yeah, they're doing like a little pre-show.
Oh, okay.
I have it on mute. I'd rather hear you guys.
Nice. Okay. Oh yeah. I'm telling the wife to tune into it because I'm sure she forgot. She's kind of one-track mind, and she's in cleaning mode right now. So
it's okay. I'm sure she's pumped about this.
Yeah.
I hope they do it like the NFL, like you've been drafted, like.
Yeah, and they get the call right away. Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder. I know she's actually prepping for a fight. She fights the week before I do for Invicta.
Oh, you guys are busy.
Yeah, it's nuts. And then she's also commentating on the Boise, Idaho promotion, Front Street Fights, where I did like a bunch of my pro career when I was getting started. So we're headed over there for a couple days, then we're back here for a few days, then we're in Georgia for a few days, and we're back here for my fight.
Awesome. So what's it like being in the same house as someone else that's your significant other that you're training? Like, because I know there's times where I was like, yo, I need space. Like, I can only imagine that you guys are like, is there any tension ever? Just because you guys are both like just focused on your fights, like.
I wouldn't say tension. I don't know. I think we all get it. So we actually rent out 2 of our other rooms to other fighters and stuff like that. And Cody Steele lives with us, and he's also on. He's fighting that week in Australia too. So like literally all 3 of us are fighting within a week. So I think instead of like the tensions getting high, we kind of just balance each other out because we all know what we're going through.
Okay, there you go. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Is there a team your wife wants to be on?
She just wants to get in it. She hasn't fought in like 5 years. So this fight here soon is going to be her comeback fight. She tore her knee and just like twice and just had a whole bunch of issues with it. So it was a long recovery road and stuff. And then, finally got this fight and then got the GFL offer all within like the same week. So she's like, holy shit, I don't know what's going on. So we're just running with it, really.
Yeah. Just run with it. That's all you got to do in this career, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, seriously.
More chances. So Jesse, hope Adam Masayev gets drafted. He's super entertaining grappler with when he hit a buggy choke. Yeah. I hope they get a lot of grapplers in this. I love seeing grapplers in MMA, but unfortunately, I don't want to see too much grappling in MMA. Really, still mixed martial arts.
The balance, dude.
This is the question right here. MMA plug. Where can you watch the GFL and where are they eventing? I don't know where they have the event. I think it's just at a studio, and then they're calling it out. I don't know where they're. I know that Darren Owen is based out of Las Vegas, so maybe it's there. I have it on X right now. I don't think it's on their Instagram. and I was hoping it was going to come on YouTube, but I don't think that's going to happen. Let's see here.
Yeah, I'm real curious to see how they're gonna do this because, like, I know they're signing a bunch of people at like these kind of ridiculous contracts that you can
Yeah,
see in the UFC. So it's weird to see like a starting promotion offer such big numbers, really.
yeah. I don't know what the numbers are. I do understand it's not consistent across the board.
Yeah.
Like I get it. It makes sense. Like, you know, if you're a football team, you know, Tom Brady gets paid higher than a draftee, you know, but
Right.
they got to fight in order to make the money, so they got to get drafted. So it's
Yeah.
pretty interesting to see. Like, do you want like I saw like Mark Coleman was in the draft. Like, is he going to get drafted? You know, because how many fights is he going to put up in a year? Things like that. Like, or
Yeah.
at all for that matter. You know, like, so we'll see.
They got dude. They signed a whole bunch of people, like a whole bunch of old school folk too. Like I'm like, dude, I didn't even know you guys are still fighting.
Yeah, I honestly, and not to throw shade. It's live on Instagram now as well. Instagram, it's on Instagram and X now. I really wonder if they just got those names to put them in the draft and just to use their pictures, you know.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
But it would be cool. I would love to see a Ken Shamrock versus Mark Coleman, no matter how old they are. So
You imagine?
if they pull that off, I'm tuning in.
Oh, sick.
I want to see Kane fight again.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Bring in some of the coaches.
And yeah, so there's supposed to be like 6 different teams. Is that right? 1, 2.
Yeah, there's 6, 4 make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I didn't want to push too much when Darren was on the show, but I really wanted, like, how active are you going to keep the fighters and everything? And
Yeah.
I wonder how it works because, like, there's 2 athletes per weight class, and I wonder, like, can you choose the night of to put that on, or do you have to sign to fight an opponent? Do you have a wrestling background at all, Vince?
Yeah, I wrestled in high school.
Okay, so you know how a dual meet works. Like, you flip the coin and then who sends who out first. Like, I wonder if it's like that.
Yeah, I'm curious, dude.
Yeah. They kept it tight to their chest.
There's so many questions I have about this.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully the mystery will pan out. I mean, I want to see this league work. I've been wanting to see this work for a while. I know everyone's been shitting on it. I give Darren Owen a lot of credit. Every interview he took, they led with, I can't see this working, or I'm skeptical.
Right.
And they plug, yeah, there is 6 teams. It's a team-based organization. Could you imagine, like, going into an interview before a fight being like, I don't see you winning this one. Like, so I give this guy a lot of credit just showing up to all these interviews and just.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I see they got these guys in RoboCop outfits.
Yeah.
I see that too. What the hell?
Oh my God.
Looks not. I like the hood.
Paige Van Zandt.
This is crazy.
I said I wanted the Miami team name to be the Miami Sharks, like from Any Given Sunday.
I like that. I can dig that.
Yeah, no way am I that lucky.
Did they announce the other coaches?
They did announce them. Actually, I think in New York they have Ray Longo, and then it's to be determined, but I don't remember all the other names. I know Kane's a coach somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see. They have the Kane, Dubai, London. Luke Barnett's the manager. Manchester top teams. Carl Prince will coach. LA, Wenderley Silva, and is the manager, and then the coach is Rafael Cordero. Miami top team. Thiago Alves is the manager. And then Conan Silvero is the coach. New York. Just have Ray Longo as coaches right now, and then Sao Paulo is Lado Machida manager, and then Andre Pederneiras is the coach for the Design Squad.
Wow.
What do we think of the AI video? It was all right.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I just better. I've seen worse.
I like that Mike Goldberg's in the mix, though. I missed that.
Yeah,
dude. When he left the UFC, I remember when John Anik came. His first event was on Fuel TV. Ages. It was probably like 13 years ago now. And I remember I'm like, man, MMA fans are so fickle, and like they don't like outsiders. They're going to eat this guy alive because they're going to constantly compare him to Mike Goldberg. and now
Right.
John Anik's the shit. I mean, I always liked him, but I'm so happy that he established himself, and now he's one of the best in the game.
Yeah, same. I think he's great. He's legitimate.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Vince, how are the sparring sessions with Elijah Smith?
We only went the one round, and a little bit of tit for tat. Usually, like with the people that I don't know that come through Syndicate, I'm like, okay, well, I'll kind of see what you got to offer. Like sometimes, especially when they find out you're in the UFC, which I was at the time, like they tend to like prove themselves and go real hard, right? So like I'm like, okay, I mind my P's and Q's when I'm going with the people I don't know. So
Yeah, Mateusz Gamrot's coming in. Sorry to cut you off, man.
oh, you're good. You're good.
Mateusz, what's up, man?
What's up? Everything good? How are you?
I'm good. It's so good to see you.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. Hey, man, listen, I'm so happy with all your success. I'm so happy for you. I remember when you first came to the gym and you were training your ass off, and it's really so good to see you doing so well. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Last week I came to Florida. I am so happy.
Oh, you brought the cold weather then?
I bring the cold weather from Poland, you know,
Yeah.
because in Poland right now it's super cold, and I am surprised that's what's happened in Florida, because like 7 years I came here and I never see the weather like that. Always was sun.
Yeah. It's a
But
surprise to us too.
the good things this weekend should be good, should be better.
Yeah. Dude, I saw you a couple years ago. I was out to breakfast with my wife and my son, and I saw you like far. It was at First Watch, you know that spot? And then I was like, nah. And then after, like, man, I should have walked up to him and said congratulations with everything. So I'm happy you came on here, man.
Oh, really? The next time, come to me and we can talk.
Yeah. Coffee's on me. And Vince, whenever you're in Florida, and Nabeel, of course, I'll get you a cup of coffee.
Count me in. Count me in. Cody Steele was just over there. He was saying I should definitely go with him next time and check it out. So we'll have to.
Yeah. Mateusz, you got anything coming up?
Not yet. I went into two offers, but I hope get something like maybe March, maybe April.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you still like you got a house in Florida now, or are you still staying at the fighter rooms?
No, right now I bring my family from Poland, my wife, my kids. So I enjoy enjoy time together here. We came like 1 week ago. So first moment is acclimatization.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe when I get offered, then I come to ATT doors and then like 100 focus to my preparation.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Who would you like to fight, Mateusz? Did they announce that yet, or?
I don't know yet, but it's a lot of good names. I love rematch with the Benil Dariush, especially like last week. Moicano changed to opponent, so Dariush don't have like the opponent. But I heard also Brian Ortega wanna move to lightweight division. This is gonna be great matchup to me, like great stylistic. Especially my previous opponent was like only striker guys, so I love right now like grappler guys and exchange techniques in the ground.
Beautiful. Mateusz, do you and Vince know each other? You guys are colleagues. You both fight in the UFC.
Oh yeah.
Never met you, but I'm a big fan.
Very
Dude.
nice.
Yeah,
The picture is really small right now. I don't see face really good, but
well, we all have shirts on and our hair we're all clean, so that's why we don't recognize each other. We're not sweaty and gross.
yeah.
I'm a big fan. I really like your
which division you fight?
Second to none.
What division you fight in the UFC?
135.
135, 66. Okay, nice.
Yeah. I'm fighting on the February 15th here at Apex in Vegas.
Okay, this February, right?
Yep.
Oh, nice. Keep finger crossed to you, brother.
Let's go. Thank you.
Let's go.
Hell yeah, I'm bonus hunting this one.
Yeah.
Bonus
change everything, right?
Yeah, exactly. I got to get my hands on one.
Mateusz, have you and Ryan Quinn, have you guys grappled before in training? Have you guys trained together?
Years ago. Let's see. I haven't been at ATT full time, and it'll be 5 years. COVID was when I I stopped training.
Oh, okay. But I don't remember. I don't remember.
Well, I got
love-
the beard now. I didn't have the beard before.
Okay. So come to again in ITT, and then we can roll it
Yeah,
in the,
I
in the
gotta.
future.
Okay,
But you still
I got
train?
one round in me.
You still train?
Yeah, I fought in Bellator.
Okay. But you keep training the hard, right?
Jiu-jitsu. Yeah, just jiu-jitsu.
Oh, just jiu-jitsu. Okay,
Mhm.
like.
Yeah.
How,
I
how
have
is
a
your
full-time
belt in
job now.
jiu-jitsu?
So. Huh?
How is your belt in jiu-jitsu?
Black belt.
Black belt. Oh, tough guy. Tough guy. Nice.
Right,
I love black belts.
You know, but this is Jenny.
It's funny when I started training jiu-jitsu, like, because I work and I train around, I don't train with pros anymore, but I'm going in and, all these guys, they just want to hang out. And I'm like, I want to work, and they're trying to talk in the middle of the round. I'm like, we can talk later. Like, and then I'm like, I forget now, these guys are all, like 9 to 5 working guys. And I'm like, I guess I got to chill out. It's me. It's not them.
Yeah, but you can say like jiu-jitsu is different sport than jiu-jitsu in MMA.
Yep.
Right?
Very different.
Two different sport.
I had a lot of trouble when I was doing strictly jiu-jitsu with guard passing again. I had to relearn how to guard pass because I was so used to standing and punching to break the guard.
Yeah.
It was very different. I still don't like the gi. I mean, I put it on, but that's.
I
never trained in the gym. I never only no gym.
You're not missing out.
Nah, no, gi's the worst. I got my purple belt and I was like, cool, I'm never touching that again.
When I got my black belt, I said the same thing, and then I'm like, nah, I could do it. I felt like, I started teaching some classes. I'm like, I feel like a responsibility to put it on, especially now.
Oh, that makes sense.
And now a lot of people that just do it as a hobby, they don't want to do it without the gi. So I gotta do what's there with the gander.
Mateusz, what do you think about the Islam fight against Moicano?
In the feet, Moicano looks good, bro. I was surprised, but I was also surprised in what's happened in the ground because Moicano is not easy to tap in the gym, bro. He's really good, but Islam looks really strong and he doing a really good job in the dark choke. So to be honest, before this fight, I saw. And I think like Moicano has good tools to win fight with Makhachev.
Mm-hmm.
But so it is what is it.
It happens, man. Like
People
great don't understand.
To Moicano, everybody who is fighters train all life to get the title fight and fight to the belt. Moicano get the chance. Was bad night for him, but I hope he get the chance again in the future.
Yeah. He's on the level, he stepped up.
Top level, much respect for him.
Yeah. I remember the first time I saw him, I was like, is he a 185 pounder? He was huge.
He's huge. Exactly. Yeah. He's super huge.
Mm-hmm. So Mateusz, I know that, Pitbull is one of the coaches. Conan's one of the coaches. There's a bunch of guys at ATT that are in the draft or in GFL, right?
In the GFL?
Yeah. I
don't know. I saw this in the internet, but I don't know exactly what's happening there.
Yeah, we're all trying to figure that out. Actually, that's before you came on.
Yeah, but I saw many fighters sign contract with
this. GFL. She's in the draft. We're trying to see where she's going tonight.
Again, please say. You can say again.
Vince's wife is in the GFL. We're trying to see what team she's going to be put on tonight.
Yeah. She's real excited. She's over in the other room watching it too.
Tell her to stop in and give us a wave.
Yeah, shit. I'll tell her run in. Yeah. I don't know if she will. She's always like, no.
All right. Don't put pressure on her. She's got enough going on.
But you can say maybe because I see a lot of fighters sign contract with the GFL. This is true, or what happened with this?
Well, they're signed to be drafted. They still have to be put on a team, and if they're not put on a team, then they're not with the organization. But they're free to fight elsewhere. Like they're not buckled down to under contract.
Okay. When started this show?
Tonight.
Tonight.
Tonight's the first event. There's no fighting tonight, but the April, I think, in Miami is the first event.
Yeah, that's what we heard.
Yeah.
Okay. Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Mateusz, I have a question for you. So you beat Armin. how do you think that would have matched up Islam versus Arman if that happens down the line? I mean, there were some pretty crazy grappling exchanges when you two were.
Yeah, but you asked me about the Arman versus Islam.
Oh no, I asked you about Meccano, but I'm asking you, how do you think that would have matched up? How do you think Arman would have matched up?
Oh, before this was for me was like 50-50 because the first moment when Arman meet Islam was a few years ago. Now the both fighters is much different. So for me it was like 50-50. I think the fight will go in the feet and maybe wrestling will be like the get the points. But I wish Arman all the best because for every fighter to get the injury, this is it sucks.
Sage Northcutt, first overall pick, Los Angeles, Team Los Angeles.
I think Tyron Woodley was number 1 to Dubai.
Oh, he was. With Dubai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mateusz, have you trained with Tyron Woodley?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
I trained with him a lot for the Jake Shields fight. Actually,
Come here.
he's so explosive.
Come here. I got Chino.
Hey, how's it going, Drafty?
Hi.
Hello.
How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Awesome.
They're
So
all
which
watching
team
the
do you
draft
want to
too.
go to?
Yeah.
Huh?
Which team do you want to go to?
Kind of want to do Dubai. Dubai would be fun.
That would be fun. Nice free trip out there.
Yeah.
So it seems like, well, if Sage has his camera set up, he already knew that he was getting drafted then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some things that I'm wondering about.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Mateusz, you ever go back to Poland to train? Or
I wanna back to Poland too after my fight. I come here to get a new good preparation to the next one, and after my fight I wanna back, but not yet offered. If I get something, then I back. I love be here in Florida. Here is great company, great coaches, fighters. I know every week I improve my skills here.
who are some guys at the gym that challenge you the most?
Grant Dawson is great.
Yes,
He's really strong guy. I love training with him. I also train with Dustin Poirier a lot. If he come here is a lot of good guys.
Yeah. Grant has a great back take. Grant
And
is-
really strong. He's really strong, man.
Adam, what's up, man?
Not much. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. Doing better today.
Awesome. Yeah, another one with a fight coming up. It's like there's just I'm sure they filled you in. There's no format here. We're just bullshitting, just talking
Okay.
about the GFL draft. So, but training's going well.
Train's going well. Yeah. We got word like the beginning of this last week that my opponent originally had to pull out. And so we just got a new one today. So today's better.
Oh yeah, that's freaking stressful, man. Was it announced who the replacement is? You guys are holding off on that.
I mean, I got it confirmed today. It's Billy Goff. His opponent fell out as well on the 15th, and so it's going to be me and him on the 22nd in Seattle.
Cool.
Oh, dope! You got on the Seattle card. I was so badly wanting to get on that card.
Yeah.
That's sick. Congrats.
Thank you so much.
So, I usually co-host this show with Dean Thomas, as I told Vince before, and he's at Karate Combat tonight, and he's like checking in to see how things are doing. So when you see my phone doing this, it's because I'm taking pictures for him.
Yeah, no worries.
Adam, do you know? You probably know Vince because you guys are on the same management team, and then do you know Mateusz Gamrot as well?
I've never met Mateusz. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
had the
man.
pleasure
All the best.
watching you. Yeah. And then Vin, I had the pleasure of watching you at is that the UFL here in Phoenix?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great fight you had against a teammate of mine, and man,
Bro, he's so damn strong.
dude, Hunter is a very strong guy,
Holy
dude.
shit. That was like the first thing that we separated after round 1. I was like, dude, this motherfucker's strong.
He is, man. No doubt.
Yeah, he's a tank.
Yeah, and if any of you guys like Mateusz, if you need to hop off at all or you can stay on.
Yeah, you guys. Yeah, this is all like we're just stopping in BS and talking some fights. If you guys use it for your platform too, you guys got sponsors to plug. let's Vince, we'll start with you, and then we'll go down. Whoever's on
Sponsors,
first.
as far as sponsors, no, not really. But I did start an app called React Workouts. Essentially, it does think of it like a virtual coach. Like it'll coach you through like some backgrounds, like call out combinations and shit. And like it's kind of progressive too. The way it'll have the first part of a combination, the second part, the third part, and then group it all together too, depending on what the workout is. So like I run that thing myself, and I base it on fights that we're watching. So like every now and then, for instance, you'll see like the O'Malley combos or whatever of the weekend, and I'll have those combinations on there, kind of giving the call out. So I'm trying to do some collabs with like my cousin Ricky Simone. He's fighting on that Seattle card as well.
Oh, that's your cousin, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, we got a violent, loving family.
Yeah, I love Ricky and John. John, I worked with him a little bit when I went to Portland.
Oh, John's the man. Yeah. So it's funny. Me and Ricky are cousins. Me and John aren't. He's on Ricky's side.
Oh no! All right.
On different side, but yeah. But like I don't know. We always all bullshit together. But yeah, those guys are gonna help me with some workouts on the app itself too. So it was called React Workouts. If anybody checks it out, check it out.
I mean, that's pretty
DUI
sick.
Zero, tell people about us. We only got 4 views. All right. Mateusz, tell us sponsors, anyone you want to thank?
What to say?
Is there any sponsors you'd like to tell us about, to advertise, plug, or anything like that?
I don't know, man.
No? Okay. Go ATT.
Yeah.
Adam, what about you, my man?
Sponsors, hey, I kind of rock it as the lone wolf, but I got I got family that always is supporting me. I gotta show them love. And then old teammates that went on to businesses, Skynet Security, he's always backing me. He's up there in Portland, actually a ATT guy up there, knows Ricky Simone as well. My guy here in Phoenix has been really helping me out. This guy Jake, that Trent comes in and trains. I can't give him enough big enough shout out for supporting me through this camp. But yeah, man, I need to socialize more, I guess, or get out there and
listen, people are all overrated. It's all good. When I'm at work now, it's funny, like going from a gym to working in corporate is two very different things. But I still got to mess with everybody. Like I always say to the new hires, like, I'm Ryan. The only thing I like less than people is new people. So
right. I mean, hey, that's the art of flicking shit, man. If you can't take a little shit, then or if somebody's not giving you a little shit, they probably don't like you.
Yeah. If you can't take the shit talk, then I remember when I was first at a big gym and people started shitting on me, like, all right, I'm one of the boys. All right, cool.
It feels good, man. And oddly, it feels good. Yeah.
Mateusz, have you trained with Daya Davis, the boxing coach?
My last camp when I was in ATT, I started training with him, and this time we're gonna do again. Yeah, I love training with him. It's different style than I train boxing in Poland,
Yeah.
Yeah, and 2 times per week we train, and I feel that my feet will be improving this time, especially after my fight with Hooker. The losing fight sucks, but the losing fight teach you a lot. So I changed stylistic my training. I changed my fight game. I train with Daya, so the next one will be much different.
Daya really helped me with my head movement when I was training.
Head movement and
snake charmer, right? He says snake charmer. That's what he says.
At footwork. He focused a lot in the footwork.
It was a lost cause trying to help me with my footwork, but he did his best. That's for sure.
You got those flat feet like me.
Yeah. I didn't cross him though, but that was it. That's the only
yeah. Don't cross him. That's the one thing. Don't do that.
All right, guys, I got to get out of here. I got one more training session for the night that I got to get to.
It done, man. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys. It's good talking to you. Good to meet you guys.
You're at Syndicate, right, Vin?
Yep, I'm over at Syndicate.
Hey, if Adrian Lopez is in there, tell him I said hi.
Adrian Lopez. I'll track him down.
Yeah,
if he's there, brother.
All right, see you guys. Take it easy.
Good luck, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Let's go.
Adam, you train at Art of War?
So I'm out of Fight Ready right now. I moved down here back in August, and I'm training out here full time. I did my last camp out here. So yeah, that's where I've been, down here in the desert.
Oh, with Henry Cejudo, huh?
Correct. Yes.
What type of tricks has he taught you that you're allowed to say?
Henry's really dynamic. He's from that wrestling background, just really trying to instill using that as a weapon. Even if you're not wrestling, it's got to be a threat. They got to have it in the back of their mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, 100%. Does he have what's his plans? Has he told you? Is he have anything coming up or?
Yeah, so he is the main event on the Seattle card against Song.
Oh yeah, he is.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's in it's on the 22nd. Okay.
Correct. Yep.
Have you guys have you ever trained at Top Team then? Have you ever stopped over there?
Up in Portland, American Top Team, I went up there a few times with Brent Primus. That was one of my main training partners back in Oregon. We live in the same town, Eugene, and I go cross train with him up in ATT Portland.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
How many ATTs do they have now? They have probably have a much.
Oh, I don't. There's a lot. I think that there's not as many as there was, but there's a lot of satellite schools throughout the country. There's a ton in Florida. I remember I fought Diego Lima, and I was at ATT Connecticut before I moved down to the headquarters, and I just knew he was from Atlanta. I had no idea where he trained. He was at ATT Atlanta, and we had the same shorts and everything on when we fought. Oh, here we got someone. King Mo, what's up, my man?
King Mo.
What's up, Mateusz? Beast Mode.
What's up?
Yeah,
going
Adam, this is Mo. Adam, I don't know if you guys know each other.
Don't know you, but I know you. Heard a lot about you from my guy Peter Johannes.
Yeah, it's my dog. Yeah.
Always says great things about you. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, man.
We're just bullshitting here. Actually, I saw. Oh, Kevin Lee just got drafted. I didn't see where to.
Hey, man, this is terrible.
No. I don't. Did Junior go to Miami? Is he being drafted in Miami?
Yeah, I got drafted, man. This is terrible.
Elaborate. I'm way out of the loop on this GFL.
Mateusz didn't even know what GFL was.
Me neither.
Well, here's the thing, right? My issue is they sounded so they haven't gotten into any details with anything.
Right.
Everything's been so bland and just blah.
We were saying how we're hoping the mysteriousness, like if they're using it, but I don't know.
None. It looks like they have no plan. It seems very generic.
Today's draft is the first thing that I've heard like them doing at all, other than just seeing people apparently like declare for, going to the GFL. I hadn't heard any updates on what their plan was. I heard one guy today ask like, where's the money back in this? They have so many big names now. Like, how are they going to pay everybody?
Well, they got to get drafted, but what do you call it? One thing that I was like, they got these teams, and he said that they have names. Why aren't they just shelling out the merchandise, like the hats, the shirts, and stuff like that? I would have, like, that's where they're gonna make something, like
right. So is it
how?
I'm gonna buy a Miami shirt.
How? Why?
My main man is one of the coaches.
And two, where would you buy it?
Right.
Is the website up? Is their website working?
Well, we know the YouTube channel's not working.
Okay, so
can you walk into Foot Locker and get yourself a Miami jersey?
Maybe in a few years.
After it's out of business, it'll be sold at Big Lots. Oops, my bad.
King Mo, someone wrote in the message. They said you KO'd Yuri. I was actually just looking at that.
I remember it was 4:30 in the morning in the middle of the holidays. I woke up to watch it. It was in Japan. Yeah, it was 4:30 in the morning here.
What do you think? What did you think about him this weekend? How do you think he's evolved over the years?
His activity, I think, it's just higher volume.
Yeah, more boxing, less kicks. He throws more punches now, and he actually counters more. Before, he was just all offense, and he just run forward and try to steamroll through you.
That counter right hand. Mateusz, I see you waving at someone. If you got to take care of business, man.
My kids listen to me. You know.
Oh, yeah. Dude, listen.
Okay, guys. So thank you so much for
Thank
inviting
you,
me. I
man.
have to
Thank you.
go.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you, King Mo. See ya in the training.
All right.
Let's go.
Yeah. He's a good dude. I was like, Mo, I just want to tell you, man, I'm happy for you. I was saying to Manny, and then after he goes, oh, yeah, I don't remember you. I'm like, oh, all right.
So let's be honest, Quinn. Come on, admit it. It's trash.
We gotta have a few fights play out.
I mean,
I would be doing things differently, as I told you, but
I'm glad these guys got drafted, and I hope they get busy and stay fighting and stay consistent with the season. But I just think that the whole rollout was done kind of sloppy. The marketing was done kind of sloppy. It seemed very rushed. The broadcast is very generic. More than anything, all I know is they talk about the UFC more than they talk about their own brand.
well, look at this. Like, we're on here for the draft, and we're barely talking about it. But whatever. This is cool.
I'm shocked that Woodley got drafted first. You know, he deserves to, but I figured it'd probably be Gegard or even Junior, because Junior's riding a 2-fight win streak.
See, this is what I don't. This is what, like, well, actually, I know the coaches don't even know this. Like, how many bouts are there? Because Pitbull had no idea. So it's like, that would, for me, I'd want to know that going into the draft. I wouldn't want to draft somebody older if they have to fight 5 times in a year. You know? And
That's a tall task. 5 fights in a year for sure.
Yeah, and they plan on keeping them active.
I bet you all the fights are going to be in America, because there is no way I see them flying to Sao Paulo just to do, you know.
I'll bet you 50 push-ups they do one in Dubai.
Because Dubai's paying for it.
Yep.
50
That's where the
push-ups.
money's at.
You can't sidestep that. 50 push-ups.
Nah, it's sidestep.
I'll give you 2 to 1. You do 25. I'll do 50. That's how confident they'll do one in Dubai.
Heisman stiff arm.
No, you don't gotta do any push-ups. You need to come on the show wearing a Jets jersey.
Nah, I'm good. I'll pass on that.
Adam, you have an NFL team?
An NFL team?
Oh, you
like
got Oregon Duck, huh?
We're a Duck fan, but yeah, NFL is the Dallas Cowboys. They didn't do so hot.
Well, at least you had a playoff appearance in the last few years.
Actually, I'm texting Daya right now. I told him he wants to hop on.
Daya? Yeah, get him on here. Send him the link.
Not too big time right now. I just texted him. I said, "You free?" He said, "What are you guys watching?" Because I sent him a picture of this. Adam, have any of your teammates or anybody you know? I'm sorry if you said this already. Are they in this?
Hey, I'm gonna hop out because I got some food that came here.
Oh.
All right, later. What'd you order?
All right, I ordered some chung mans.
Nice. I never had that.
All right.
All right, go
Cool,
eat.
man.
Later.
Nice to meet you. As far as my teammates, nobody from our gym is on that. We're in the draft.
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking at the welterweights. I mean, I can put it in the list in the chat right here. It has the athletes. I mean, the only ones I really recognize are the Francisco Trinaldo. Who else is on here? That is former Abu Bakr Nurmagomedov.
Said it's on the private chat for some reason.
Oh, yeah, that should go to all of us, I think, right? Okay.
Is Tony Ferguson getting drafted, you think?
Good question, man.
Somebody wrote the whole list is already out.
Yeah, somebody wrote that. Well, we're gonna pretend. We're gonna play make believe, but it's not paying attention. What a horrible feed. what a horrible host.
I was kind of surprised to see Holly Holm ask for a release to join up on this, you know?
Yes, guys.
Yeah, I thought she was actually going to go to karate combat.
Right. I didn't even think about that one. That would probably be a good spot for her.
Yeah,
That seems like it's getting a good push.
it's making a push, and she has the style for it.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe this, it's a 1-year thing. Maybe it's just a holdover for Chris Weidman.
Ooh, Weidman went to the GFL?
Weidman, yeah, I thought he retired.
I thought so too.
He pulled the Brett Favre. He retired from one team, got signed to another.
You must be paying him quite well to come on there. So far, it's been Kevin Lee, pick 6, New York, Sao Paulo, Fabricio Verdum. Team Miami took Junior Dos Santos. Team London took Gard Musasi. Pick number 2 was Sage Northcutt, and then number 1 is Woodley.
Oh, Northcutt's going GFL. Okay. So how many teams are there?
6.
Yeah.
6. Okay.
6
And how many fighters to a team?
All right, I think it's 10 weight classes between the men and the women, and it's 2 fighters per weight class.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And that's the other thing. Like, do you sign to fight a fighter, or are you signing for the lineup? That like are you where you could potentially fight either person? Because it's yeah. There's some stuff here. Like even if like we don't know, that it'd be nice if the coaches knew. Like I want to know what I was getting into.
Right. No, it seems like it's kind of just been thrown together. It's a nice plan on paper, but
to their credit, like I know we've been shitting on them the last 10 minutes, but like to their credit, they were going to do this in 2021 and something didn't work out, and then they wanted to make sure they really had it. So they're really confident with whatever they got going on here.
Right. No, I'm curious to see how it plays out. All I've heard is there's somebody that's going to compete with the UFC, and with Bellator going under, and hearing different things about PFL. Like, you always need that competitor.
Yeah. I'm happy there's another place for fighters to go.
Right.
As far as competing with the UFC, though,
that's a tall task. It's a tall order.
It's a tall order. But if there was any format, I think, to compete with the UFC, it would be this, because you can't go head to head with the same type of format that the UFC has.
Right. They already kind of got that locked down.
Yeah. On the same token, though, they're still all talking about, like what Mo said. They're talking about the UFC fighters, so it's still very UFC-ish, so to speak.
It's kind of free publicity for the UFC.
Yeah. It's like for all you, I don't know if you guys are pro wrestling fans from back in the day, but when WCW got all the WWF guys, same stuff.
Yep.
Adam, is your next fight? So it's in Seattle, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. It's you have a lot of people coming out for that. This is pretty close by, huh?
Yeah, and it's really close. That's kind of where everything started for me. Was up there in the Tacoma, Seattle area for Muay Thai was where it started. But yeah, I've had a bunch of people actually the last couple of days hitting me up like, "Hey, just bought my tickets," and I'm sitting on this like, "Oh, I don't have an opponent right at this moment." So I'm glad that everything played out, and now I got somebody, and they're gonna go and watch.
Awesome. What got you into MMA?
I started wrestling in high school. When that failed, when I basically failed out of college, or didn't fail out of college, I just wasn't a good student. Knew I wasn't going to pursue that anymore. I found my way into Art of War, actually, the gym in Eugene that I trained out of for so long, and I found Muay Thai. Realized I didn't know anything about striking whatsoever, and 2 months of training that, I took my first Muay Thai fight, and the rest is kind of history right there. But really, it's just trying to find something that I just loved competition, trying to fill that void, after I left college, and just knowing myself and knowing I always had to have a challenge, always something to pursue. Otherwise, it can be kind of an unhappy individual.
Yeah. See, I was wrestling in college, high school, college, and then when I transferred, same deal. That's basically how I got into MMA. And then I thought, like, yeah, when I was retired, I was like, I'll be cool. But no, it never leaves you. That's why I'm doing jiu-jitsu again, because you
got to do something. Like I've been telling everybody, at the end of the day, when the career's done for me, like I know I'll have to either transition into coaching and continue training, because I just don't think that I could go without it. It definitely kind of keeps me whole as a person.
Yeah, Sunday softball only filled too much of a vice, too much of a void.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, hey, I enjoyed beer league the couple years that I played.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a little too much.
But yeah, no. You do no-gi or gi jiu-jitsu?
I just compete no-gi now. Like I was competing both but I'm a wrestler first too. So
Yep.
like and even now I train gi because the academy I train at has more gi sessions than no-gi.
Right.
But I compete only no-gi when it comes down to it.
100%. Yeah, I've never been in a gi, but my last couple of years back in Oregon, I started doing jiu-jitsu with Lucas Barbosa, and him and his brother were always trying to get me to throw the PJs on, and I'm like, I'm not giving you anything else to hang on to. Like, you guys are already strong as hell, like, I'll stick with no.
Funny you say that. So like, I train with all people that like work a full-time job and everything now, and there's always these guys that are in there that are really fucking strong, and they're like, one of them's a steam fitter, the other one's a carpenter, and it's like I'm like ashamed and frustrated that I can't be stronger than these guys. But it's like when you have years and years of doing that, you're like, fuck, I'm like, I can't let you grab onto anything right now. You got to take that knee off.
That's that blue collar strength, man.
Yes.
Swinging hammers and putting up beams and stuff. Yeah, no. I definitely had some training partners back in Oregon that were just hobbyists that were like that, and you think you're strong, you're in the pros and professional MMA and stuff, but then those guys come in and they grab a hold of your wrists and you can't shake them.
Yeah, it's nuts. Mo's calling me now.
Adam, you used to fight in the LFA?
On the feed.
Oh, what's that?
You used to fight in the LFA?
So I'm in the UFC right now.
Oh, I'm saying you used to fight in the LFA.
Oh, yeah. I had 2 fights in LFA. They called me for
I have it on mute.
Shoot. It wasn't necessarily short notice, but they called me to fight at 185. That one didn't go so hot. I ended up getting, KO'd in the first round, and then they called me to fight Solomon Renfro. And that was the fight that got me noticed and got me an opportunity in the UFC.
That movie.
It's a good
like the movie Undisputed. They fought in prison.
A lot of guys that came out of there.
Dude, it really is kind of the feeder into the UFC. And after I beat Renfro, I went to Mark Berry and I was like, hey, man,
I'll talk to you later.
If you're interested, like I'm down to get in there for another fight. I want to challenge for the title, and he just kind of looked at me. He said, dude, with what you just did, I'm calling Sean right now and giving him your name and telling him you're ready. So they're definitely about, pushing guys into the next level, which is another great thing. They don't try to hold you back.
Yeah, and you fought like some tough guys right off the top of your career. You fought Michael Morales, Malott. What did you learn from those fights?
I wish I would have had more time for the Morales one, just cardio wise. And then in that one, we're going in the third round. There was kind of some miscommunication between me and the coaches. I thought, being in the thick of it, I'm like, oh, they want me to press him. They want me to wrestle. And I probably should have, it should have been the opposite. I should have tried to draw him in a little bit and try to create tie-ups off of his strikes like I did in the first round and then go for a takedown. So there's just that little bit. And then the Malott fight, everything felt good until the cage door closed. And I realized that, my only game plan was to go in there and basically make the fight a fight. And he was playing chess that night and I was playing checkers. You got to have, I think here recently I've become much more like of an artist, martial artist towards the whole process. I like to kind of try to figure out a structure for my camp and, tend to, go towards like a game plan or whatever. I know everybody's got a game plan until they get hit in the face, but if your plan A is I'm going to get hit in the face and then we're just going to fucking go, like you might be doing yourself a disservice,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. You, how is the game planning as far as like how much tape do you watch on a guy? Like I know you got a new opponent now.
Yeah, I try to watch, a good amount of tape, until it's, I don't know. It's not unhealthy, but it's definitely bordering that, where you can get in your head about it. Another thing that I've been going through is sports psychology at the PI is, just is this thing helping me, or is it becoming a detriment, for the most part. So try to walk that narrow line.
Oh, so what is a session like that like a sports psych session at the PI?
Honestly, it's one of the best parts of my week, go in and he gives you you got homework, right? And for somebody that wasn't good at homework in high school and college, I feel like I'm pretty good at the sports psychology homework I get every week. It gives me something to focus on outside of my training and my game planning. And then I just think it's kind of, I don't know, it's made me a lot more present. It's made me a lot more present in the moment, where as a fighter you can be running the reels in your head of how this fight's going to go, from anything but that, from like the spectacular finish, I'm getting my hand raised, I'm getting a 50K bonus, to being on the opposite end of that, I'm on the floor. And so it keeps me a lot more present, it keeps me out of my head, and I feel like that it's really assisted me towards when I get in there, being able to hang in that moment and focus as far as what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to go towards.
Yeah, it's a big part of it. Like I did a watch party one time at Sean O'Malley's house, and I seen like a lot of like fight mental psychology books basically just like laying around, and I was like, okay, I feel like that is a big part of every fight that a lot of people don't realize, the mental aspect, just going there mentally right. And then I'm sure it's probably in like a war, even during the fight, it's probably just like mental, just like staying calm, right?
Oh, 100%. Like I go back and watch them a lot fight. Every time every time he landed on me, I was feeding right. Like I said, he was playing chess that night, I was playing checkers, and he's got me on the yo-yo, and he's touching me, and you could see, I could feel it in that moment. It's like, oh, he scored. I'm behind. I need to pick it up. I need to get that back. And so just all the negative I was allowing to flow into my mind, thinking that I got to push the pace, or I gotta get that point back, or and he's just on the other end of it in the total flow state, just running through his his checklist. I'm gonna hit here, I'm gonna feint there, so that's kind of where, when I say everything went wrong, that for me was the process that went wrong, was my mental state wasn't right, and I'm sitting here playing a different game than he is. And in the last fight, I felt like I was able to, I know the first round was close in my last fight, but I feel like I was able to stay present and just keep chipping away at what I was trying to do. And I knew eventually that it was going to add up, and I was going to surpass that first round. I was going to get those next two. So, you might lose one, or you might get, they might get some points on you, but that doesn't mean you got to change exactly what you're doing. You just need to refocus yourself, realize what you're trying to accomplish, and go back towards that.
Yeah, you brought up when I was younger in my career, I used to watch a lot of video, and then as I got older, I tried to just, I'm going to watch it in the beginning, and I'll let my coaches take it over from there, because I didn't want to get too caught up in what they were doing. I spent too much time with that, and I just want to focus on what I'm doing and have my coaches tell me to adjust.
Right.
When I got really fucked up in one fight, because I got too reliant on my wrestling. It was working. Sometimes in this game, when things are working so well, it hurts you, because you don't think you need to work anything else. And then I fought a guy. He boxed in the Olympics for Spain, and he beat me up. Just broke my nose, broke my eye socket. Just 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, as I just was coming forward like this. So that's when I forced to like loosen up and move my head. I didn't have really good striking. I developed a pretty good jab, and I just cheated into a boxing stance towards me, because I was like, my wrestling's so strong. I'm short and stocky. I'm going to be pretty hard to take down. Let me just cheat into a boxing stance to help my defense and hide behind my jab. And that ended up a lot later on.
And I mean, everything happens for a reason, right? You had to have learned that lesson to, adjust.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
I had to learn my own lessons for sure, just like that one.
So we missed a bad clip here. They're not helping their cause. They put up a stat that said Douglas Lima knocked out Cain Velasquez in 60 seconds.
No, they didn't. It's funny.
Yeah, Mo called me as soon as they put that up. Like, oh God.
They have so basically, Weidman went to Team New York, round 2, pick 1. Then
Surprise.
Douglas Lima's Team Sao Paulo. Then it was Anthony Pettis to Team Miami. It's pretty.
Oh, his managers are in Miami. Okay.
Oh, are they? Yeah, I thought he lived out in Vegas too, so it wasn't.
Yeah, his managers are in my first round.
Okay, yeah. Team London, Gustafsson, Aspen Ladd, round 2, pick 5. So.
Whoa, Vanderlei Silva has hair. It's kind of weird.
No way.
Yeah.
Is it curly or is it straight?
It's thin. You can see it.
Oh.
You guys seen the Silva Brian Stan fight? One of my favorite fights of all time.
Yeah.
The war where they're just throwing haymakers the whole fight and then each other one after the other until
Brian Stan gets the knockout in that one, doesn't he?
Yeah.
No, I think Silva ended up winning. Stan was,
I thought Brian Stan knocked him out.
Yeah, I thought Stan got him in the last round or something.
Stan was dropping him a lot, and then
that fight was like 12 years ago now. Shit.
Vanderlei used to just huck overhands and hooks and run forward.
I'll never forget when Rampage knocked him out in the UFC. I was like, I think Rampage's going to get him this time. I think he's going to get him this time. And then the cover and roll, big left hook. That was a sick fight card.
I remember seeing all the highlights from the Pride ones and watching Rampage, get finished with the knees and whatnot. And just going into that fight in the UFC, just being so worried that he was going to get the clinch on him and Rampage was going to get kneed again, like he hadn't figured out how to break out of that yet,
So whenever our guys fought in Pride, the contract was in italics. The only part that was bold were where it said, "You will not be tested for performance-enhancing drugs."
Jesus.
They wanted you to know you weren't getting tested.
So that was probably helping out quite a bit in that strength department for that clinch.
And Wandy was taking his vitamins out there for sure. But you see a lot of those guys came over and it didn't translate. Like you could tell when UFC signed, when they acquired Pride, a lot of those matches were I remember Shogun ended up becoming champion.
Right.
But he wasn't the world beater he was over in Pride.
No. Like we kept waiting for that. I remember that time. Like I kept waiting to see the Shogun of Pride, and finally kind of hit his prime and just slaughter everybody. And then John went in there and messed him up.
Changed the world. What else was good Pride? I remember, and even before that, when they signed Rampage and Crow Cop from WFA. Rampage after Crow Cop, after he got knocked out from Gabe Gonzaga, he was just never the same again.
Nope. I remember that one too.
I wanted to see Crow Cop and Randy in the worst way.
Yes, I agree with that one. And then Gonzaga just had a whole different plan.
And it was a head kick too. Fuck.
Yep. He Crow Cop.
Yeah.
Adam, is there a UFC fight that you remember early on, or what was the first UFC fight you ever watched?
Oh man, so I was just telling my girl the other day that I got this. He's pretty much like my brother. Like I don't have an actual brother, like a blood relative brother, but this dude, he's pretty much my brother. We would just, as soon as the UFC came around, it was that first season of The Ultimate Fighter. Both of us watched that just every week. We would watch it. Obviously, Forrest Griffin and Stephan Bonnar was our favorite fight. Forrest Griffin became our favorite fighter right then and there. And my family had a trampoline, and we would go in the backyard, and it would just be all out essentially no gi jujitsu, but we called it tap outs. We're going to sell somebody tap. We're just doing all the moves that you could possibly find on YouTube back then or whatever it was, but mainly just watching it off the Ultimate Fighter. Still this day, he was kind of there was two moments. There was this one, me and him were watching Anderson Silva fight, I believe Chris Lieben, and Anderson just, he went right through Chris, and who was a Portland native, I believe, at the time. And I just remember saying to him after it, and it's like, that's so crazy, blah, blah, blah. But this dude's from Portland. Like, if he's in the UFC, like, I can freaking do it. I know I can do it. And he just looked at me and told me, basically, he's like, well, dude, either shut the F up and start training, or you put that dream down right now, And I kind of like looked at him and I was like, and literally the next day I'm finding a gym to go to start training like jujitsu and Muay Thai. And then that same year we went to some fights in Oregon, and my assistant wrestling coach at the time was there with me, and we're watching the main event, and my cocky ass is going, man, these guys suck, I could do that. And he looked at me, and another, one of those moments, he's like, well, Fugitt, we'll get you a title shot next. We'll get you a title shot next. Let's go tell them how much they suck. You're so critical of how they're in there, but these guys trained hard, and if you think you can do it, you need to, put your money where your mouth is and start working hard, and we'll see you in there. And so that was another one of those moments. I was defining moments. Like, oh, okay, like, let's do this, So I don't know. That's just that's kind of the stories that I have that really kind of pushed me to, pursue this dream of mine.
What age was that at?
Shoot, I was, I believe, 19.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was just getting going. Like, I believe the UFC first came around when I was 16, maybe 17. So me and my brother and some of our other homies be in the backyard doing backyard brawls, and then finally, 19 years old, like, it came around, and I was like, we kind of just found, me and my friends at the time kind of fell into that routine of pretty much every day was a party. We were going to figure out, we'd say we're going to have a barbecue, right? And all of a sudden we'd have all sorts of liquor out, and it would be a party. And I kind of just sat back and I was like, what are we doing? Like, we since we graduated, it's been a party every weekend. Now it's, we're having barbecues, and these are just get-togethers. These are just hangouts. And I was like, I can't be doing this no more. Like, I don't find it, fulfilling. And that was finally the route I went. I was like, I'm going to go do this thing. And all my friends were just like, yeah, Fugitt's just out there on a journey, man. He's going to figure it out.
Awesome.
So you wrestled in high school. Did you play other sports as well?
So I was like a 3-sport athlete in high school up until my senior year. And that's when I pretty much just solely went to focusing on wrestling. That was the one that really kind of spoke to my heart and the one I wanted to pursue the most. So, but yeah, I played soccer, and I was also really into baseball.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think, because, there's multi-sport athletes, and some of the stuff, like, you could play basketball or football and they'll translate. A lot of former football players are fighters, so sometimes it translates really well to fighting.
Right.
Your baseball stuff translate?
I couldn't wear the helmet, man. Like, I got rocked. I got my bell rung really bad in middle school. And after that, I just couldn't stand the helmet. Just, it felt like I think that's the only time I ever get claustrophobia, was when I put on a football helmet and no guys are kind of running around looking to hit, And so I ended up going out for soccer, and I knew I was going to go out for the wrestling team. And that was my fall sport, was soccer. I wasn't very good at it. I was too physical, running into everybody. Feet didn't always do what they were supposed to do. I was kind of, the nickname for me was either Olive Oil or Baby Giraffe in my freshman sophomore year.
That's
funny.
Yeah.
All right, we need to set up. You need to go and train with Adam.
What'd you say?
You need to go train with Adam sometime.
Yeah,
It's
dude,
just
I can never leave.
Yeah, anytime, man. I'm down.
Yeah, man, we'll stay in touch. I'm gonna follow you on Instagram after this. Definitely
Oh
stay.
yeah.
Yeah.
What do you
send
got
that
planned?
follow back. What's that?
What do you have planned for I guess the weekend, rest of the night?
Honestly, today was like a 9 out of 10 day, so I'm gonna chill out, do a little cooking here in a minute. Got some salmon to cook up. Probably get to bed early because I got to be up early for a lift, and then I don't know if it's this weekend or next weekend, but me and my girl are talking about going and seeing this Renaissance fair.
Oh, those are fun, bro.
Right?
Those are fun. You're gonna have fun. I promise you.
I can't wait. I'm always up for some good people watching. So I'm sure there's got to be a lot of that there.
You'll get it there.
Oh yeah.
How many training sessions do you typically do in a day?
2 to 3. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm assuming striking, grappling.
Yeah, so we usually have our our more intense practice in the like out here we do it in the morning, like 10 a.m. and stuff, and then I usually go back and on some nights I do technique and try to just go through some of my flows or whatever you want to call them, or if there's something that happens in like sparring, Adam got hit with the hook or something, and we need to go and get better at hook defense, we'll do that. And if I don't have technique on that day, then I'll do like zone 2, jump rope, zone 2 work. And then there's on specific days like today, I end up doing like almost I do 3 sessions. Basically, I do my cardio, my strength and conditioning and cardio today.
Cool.
I saw Abu Bakr Nurmagomedov just got taken. Have you ever grappled with any of the Dagestanis, Adam?
I have not, have not. That's eluded me for right now. Brent Primus, man, that dude's he's a gorilla, man. Like, I've watched him. What fight was it? He was getting ready to fight. Is it Usman? He was in Bellator. He was going to fight Usman. It was before he fought Benson Henderson, and I was helping him prepare for that one. And Brent's like I said, he's a gorilla, but it's crazy because he's got this. He's also Gumby. He's just so flexible. Like, he throws his omoplata up. He hardly has to be on a hip. He can. I swear he can get his heel over his head. And Usman kept getting. He kept throwing that up. And I remember talking to him after it, and told him, like, you choose to put yourself there. You choose. It's like almost like hitting a home run for him.
Mm-hmm.
His omoplata or his gogoplata. He feels very comfortable there. Very he's able to control your posture, control your strikes. So he's never in a hurry to get out of that position whatsoever. But he ended up losing that fight because everybody, the judges obviously looked at it as control time for Usman. And we were talking, and I was like, if you just stood up a couple of times and just let them judges know, like, this dude's not holding me down. Like, it's the opposite. I'm sitting here, I'm throwing up this omoplata that he keeps getting kind of tangled up in. Like, he scrambled out of it a couple of times. I was like, I think that would have kind of changed their perspective on what was going on in that scenario. But so that's the closest Dagestan grappling experience I got is vicarious through a teammate.
Yeah, I mean, he had a no contest versus Usman. I've seen Usman fight a few times. I didn't see that fight though, but he's fought a lot of guys. Chandler, he just fought for the PFL in the PFL championship. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. He's your main training partner then? He was
one of my main training partners back there. Back when I was in Oregon. Yeah, he would go up to Portland most days, and then usually in the evening times I'd meet up with them over at a gym in Springfield called Performance Jiu-Jitsu, and we'd go over there and get some literally Shark Tank rounds. Dude does Shark Tank rounds pretty much every day.
Oh yeah, Quinn, you were gonna say something?
Yeah, I've trained with some Dagestanis whenever they came to ATT. Oh my God. It's like they're strong, but it's like another level of neck strength and grip strength. Like, it's
Really?
like when they're putting their head in position, it's almost offensive, but they're just so damn strong. It's not like they're doing anything bad. It's just they're just like it's like you gotta use two hands to get it. And just
what about those legs? I hear they're they're really good with wrestling with their legs.
Well,
they wrap you up.
They're good with the reason why they're so strong. They're explosive, but because a lot of like the Russian style in wrestling and even in kickboxing, if you notice, not so much in MMA. Well, lately, yeah, a little bit in MMA, but they don't move a whole lot because they don't want to waste energy. So they're just really strong in that position. They're really good at the defense there. And then when the opening happens, they're in.
Yeah,
and that's where that head position comes into play, and just like that's why they finish those singles to doubles so well.
Right.
It's something else. They're freaking strong. I remember, I forget his name. He fought in the UFC and then he fought in PFL. Omari, I forgot his last name, but he was the nicest one. I remember one time I was moving something at the gym. I went to pick up two of the big padded things that we had for like the kids. I'm like, these can't be that heavy. So I pick up both of them and I'm like this. I'm falling back. I'm like, that's it. My back's going out. I'm going to drop this thing. And then I just feel them go weightless. And then I turn behind me and Omari's like this with both of them.
Are you out there at headquarters at ATT?
I was. So I'm retired. I retired in 2020. And I still go in there like once a month or so. I grapple, but I was training there. Yeah, and I was coaching the amateurs there.
All right, two things. Is Austin Vanderford still out there?
When last time I saw him was within the last year, and he was in there. If he's there full time, I don't know anymore, but he was there that day when I saw him. Mm-hmm.
All right, that was a guy. Both me and him were coming up in the regional scene in Oregon here. He ended up beating me and then transferring up to Portland, which was Gracie Barra before it became ATT. And then from there, him and Paige got together and then they went to Florida. But so I just saw him win a fight in LFA. So I didn't know if he was still at ATT headquarters or not. But the second question is, what's the Steve Mako wrestling class like, man? Because Mako was the dude like when I was in high school, and his foot sweep game, dude, was so slick too. I used to always watch his stuff.
It was the hardest part of the week. Mako Mondays, we would call it. It was the hardest part of the week. And it was never the same thing over. Like before Steve, it was we would drill for 45 minutes and then wrestle 5-minute rounds. And then Steve comes in, he's putting us in situations. He's just like forcing you to really attack. And and then afterwards we're running sprints, and he's an excellent coach. And it was the hardest part of the week. I remember towards the end of my career, I was like, you know what? I'm only going to, on my Mondays, I usually did 2 a days, and except for Saturdays. But then come Mondays, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do strength and conditioning at night. I'm just going to wrestle hard in this class, and I'm going to go for a run at night, because it was just, it was a lot. And like with the people in that room doing that with those Dagestanis, with like Will Brooks and everything, it was like, and like Steve's just so innovative. He was so good at like wrestling, and he was so good at wrestling for MMA. He's so good at teaching wrestling for MMA.
Right.
And Mo's the same. Mo, Mo and him have the same background, more or less, same coaching. But Steve really, he upped the level of wrestling at American Top Team without question. He also, I give Steve a lot of credit, not just for ATT, but in MMA as a whole. Like, he really teaches escapes well, like standing up, like getting out from bottom, and like hand control when fighting from bottom. And that was big too. We started doing a lot of that when he was there. But he would do this one thing. It wasn't a circuit, but it might as well have been, where one guy, we would do it for 3-minute rounds. It's all you needed. It would go, one guy goes double leg while the other guy escapes immediately, while the guy that did the double leg does a lift. Then the other guy that escapes again. Then you got to do another lift, and then a full escape, and then another takedown immediately, and back and forth like that. Just the stand-ups and the lifts. Killer. Kind
of like a stand-up takedown drill, or
pretty much
continuous mat return.
Continuous mat return, just high volume of that. And if
that's the fight.
if you could do that for the 9 minutes, like I would, if I was in shape to do that for the 9 minutes, I'd be comfortable in a 15-minute MMA fight for sure.
Right. Yeah, I'm always I haven't done a lot of cross training, but hearing stuff like that, like I don't know, I want to cross train more. I want to put myself in those different environments and experience, because there's so much to learn. And when you stop learning this sport, I feel like that's when you start plateauing.
Yeah, I would totally, even if it's just a week, 10 days, you go somewhere else, like just go and just a new scenery, get out and come back. Like you said, cross training, cross collaboration. In the corporate world, people go to conferences all the time, just talk with their competition and just see what else is working out there. It's totally worth it. It's totally worth it.
No, definitely. That's definitely on the list. Go do a Steve Mocco wrestling class for sure.
Yeah, actually, I'm going in there on Monday. I was helping out with I was assistant coaching his wrestling club for a while, and then I got too busy, couldn't do it. And I'm gonna go help out on Monday because my friend's son's signing up, and that's another thing is he's producing a lot of place finishers at Fargo and stuff like that for wrestling for Florida, which Florida hasn't really seen.
Right.
So
that's sick. And we got Angel Cejudo out here. He's I love Angel's wrestling classes and some of his insights and whatnot. His Valiant team is they are good. I can't remember. They just went to some big tournament. I'm curious to see how his team plays when he gets back. But yeah, he's always got good stuff.
Steve is the nicest guy. He's a good old boy, but when he's competing, it's like get out of his way, man. Like he's like even when we were just grappling, like I remember I had his back once. And Grant, we're just jiu-jitsu, I'm smaller than him, but then like I heard the I'm like, you know what, just go. Like, just go.
Just get out of here. No, his remember when they did Flow Originals?
Yeah, the Mocco,
that one, his is one of my favorite Flow Originals for sure.
I saw him, and you could ask people, like, just tell me a Steve Mocco story, and I'll give you one. He was trying to show lifts, and I don't know why he did, but this is to somebody who was fighting at 170. So the person weighed like 185, 190 pounds. And Steve grabbed his thigh like this and picked him up by his thigh and put him down. Like we were just looking at, did we just see that? Like, and I won't say any names. I don't want to embarrass anybody, but I'm talking high level heavyweights in the UFC. I've seen him sparring with.
Right.
And in a boxing stance, I've seen Steve grab them and snap them to their face on the mat. Like,
dude, he's one of those heavyweights that could do that, and I think that's what was so intriguing for me when I was in high school is, he didn't wrestle like your normal, heavyweight. He was going to move you and he was going to snap you. And if you weren't careful when you're kind of regaining your balance, he was going to foot sweep you,
Yeah. Yeah. And now his sons are total killers, both of them.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you probably don't. I don't know how much you followed wrestling back then, but my freshman high school wrestling coach was Eric Webb from the Pac-12.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just another one of those guys like a Mocco that is just crazy strong, but just the nicest guy in the world. But could always kind of pick him out in the crowd at any of the gyms and stuff. But yeah, he was ranked up there in the nation for a minute. It would have been a dream match to see him and Mocco kind of scrap it out.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Tony Ferguson got taken.
Oh, he did?
No.
I must be behind you.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just on Yahoo and it has like some picks dropping.
I am behind something here.
Yeah. So like Yahoo has a bunch of like the picks. So Derek Brunson, Team Dubai, Team London, Josephine Knudsen, Team Miami, Yoel Romero, Team New York, Holly Holm, and then Team Sao Paulo, Carlos Petrozello.
Oh, Yoel Romero just got picked, I think, on this feed.
Oh yeah, they have a guy from Karate Combat, the host.
Did I see Frank Mir?
He is draft eligible.
Yeah, he's 45 now.
I mean, he's got his own thing, right? UFL, like, are they doing anything? Like, Are they gaining any ground?
Oh, you know what? I saw that they do have some kind of connection to this league, or they have some affiliation with this league. I just saw this. I've been trying to do as much research on this league as possible. But I didn't. But they're still around. They're still around.
So they're kind of hitching their trailer to the GFL then.
That might be part. Maybe they have maybe they co-promote an event or something like that. So that makes sense. Hitching that makes sense.
Yeah. Rich Franklin.
So
So
Dylan Dennis is draft eligible.
Is he really?
Yeah,
He's gonna fight in this?
he's gotta get picked.
I mean,
Who'd you say?
Dylan Dennis.
Oh,
I wouldn't pick that. I wouldn't rely on that guy to show up.
I mean, could he even make weight?
Yeah, right.
See, well,
He's 0-2 in MMA. I saw. I didn't even know that he had. I thought he had at least more fights than that.
Another one that just got the fame right out of the gate, you know.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm looking at. There's some picks coming in right now. How long you been out in Phoenix, Adam?
So I did my last camp here, which I got out here in February and was here till June, and then I was back in Oregon for the summer, and we officially moved out here. Keep that one on the DL because I still have a house back in Oregon, but we're back here since August, so 6 months now.
Nice.
How do you like it? It's different than, huh?
It is different. I'm enjoying it right now. It's a little dry. The skin's not quite used to how dry it is, but it's getting better. We did catch the tail end of the 100-day 100 streak, 100-day 100-degree weather streak. So, and the house that I'm staying in lost its AC for a couple of days, so had to deal with that. But we're growing. We're getting better.
I'm gonna be right back, guys. Nature calls.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys fighting out of Fight Ready. I mean, some guys come in there just to get trained by Cejudo. Does Jones come in there? Has he came in there recently, or?
I haven't seen him here recently. No.
Who else do you guys have out of there? There's a lot of guys I know that don't train there permanently. That probably just Tracy Cortez is there as well.
Yeah, Tracy's there. Is with us. Let's see, Henry. Maha. I'm not gonna be able to say his last name.
Yeah.
AQ just went back to back home for a little bit, but he's there too. He just fought Rosas Jr.
Oh, okay.
Kelvin Gastelum is there. Who else? I know I'm forgetting somebody.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got a few.
Is Henry kind of like the pro coach? Does he lead like the pro practice, or is he?
No, so our pro our pro head coach is kind of mixed between Santino DeFranco, Eddie Shaw,
Eddie Shaw.
Yeah, Angel Cejudo and Jameson White right now, it seems like.
Yeah, Eddie Shaw's a pretty he's been around for a while.
Yeah.
You know Eddie Shaw, Ryan?
I don't. I'm not familiar.
Okay, yeah. I've been out to Phoenix once. It's a cool city.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. We're actually we're in Glendale technically, but yeah, Phoenix is nice, and Scottsdale's is nice as well too.
Do you get to go out? Is that where you do your after post fight parties?
I have yet to do one there. Do one here. So I went home after my last one and celebrated with my family in Oregon. But yeah, we might have to do one after this next fight out here in Scottsdale. See what the nightlife's like for me. I'm not a night owl myself, but
have you seen
experience it
Sean
once.
O'Malley out there?
What's that?
You ran into Sean O'Malley out there?
I have not, but I was just picking up Christmas presents in December, and I was at Target, and this guy comes up to me, and he sees that I have one of the UFC jackets on, the ones they give you, the Venom ones. And he starts talking to me about, and he's like, yeah, Sean lives right over there. I'm like, oh, no, I had no idea. He comes into this Target, I'm like, okay, cool.
Sometimes you see a lot. What's funny is if you go anywhere, you see a lot of guys with just like UFC because maybe the UFC gym, but most of the time it's fans,
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, this guy had no idea. He was just, I don't put it out there that much, and maybe I need to, but yeah, he was just sitting there talking to me like I was a member of the UFC gym or something.
How many times have you fought in front of it? How many times have you fought, first of all, at the Apex? And then how near this will have a crowd, right, in Seattle?
Yeah. So I've been in the Apex twice with 2 wins, and then I got 2 arena fights. So and I've lost both of those. So we're trying to get over that hump this one.
Is it different fighting in the Apex? Because right, you hear everything. You probably hear the opposing coaches and then your coaches, and then it's just like everything's probably just amplified, huh? Do you like fighting?
Right, yeah. It's a little bit more of an intimate venue. The Apex is, you get to hear everything. Heck, I heard Dominic Cruz and Michael Bisping, commentating there in the last one, and so yeah, it's a little more intimate. And then the arenas, obviously, the first time I fought it was in Dallas, American Airlines arena. We were pretty early in the card, so it wasn't a tremendous amount of people by any means. Could still kind of hear some coaching. It wasn't that bad. But then the Vancouver one, me and Malat happened to make the main card. A fight fell out, and we ended up getting pushed up into the main card, and it was slammed. And I think I didn't know this, but afterwards they told me that when he was walking out, there was such a stir that fans almost came falling down on him. I guess security railing kind of fell over, and fans were almost falling on top of him. So it was packed then.
Have you had any beef with any guys, like pre-fight, post-fight, or?
Not since my first LFA fight. That was the last time I had any kind of beef. I know Solomon, he tried to kind of get in my head a little bit with some trash talk prior to it, and I don't know. I just I don't really give into that stuff. I don't know. It's not very entertaining, but I kind of just I'm there to have fun myself, and I like to stay out of that stuff.
So I had beef with a guy, and we were cordial going into the fight, and then I choked him out in like a minute and a half, and he wanted the rematch. He was like coming up. We were both coming up, but he had more of a buzz behind him. And then he wanted the rematch, and I was like, respectfully, I'm good. It was kind of a one-sided fight. Then he started talking shit about me, talking shit about one of my best friends, and I was, man, fuck this guy. And I fought him 5 years later, and I knocked him out cold. So and he missed weight that fight, and I was so pissed because I remember at that time I was fighting at 155, and I bumped up to take the fight to fight him. And then I was, man, fuck this guy. And so I hadn't seen him, and ran into him at a jiu-jitsu tournament last year, and he came up to me and he gave me this big hello, and I'm like, hi, and like that. And then like I said hello, I was cool. And then I went back, and I was thinking, I was like, like why did I have that beef? I won both times blatantly, and he had the integrity to come up and say hello to me. I'm like, I'm the asshole. I'm like, and then I ran into him again in another jiu-jitsu tournament. Like, you know what, Brett? His name was Brett O'Terry. I said, that was really cool of you to come up to me because I don't know if I would have done that. And he's like, yeah, man, whatever. It was just part of our careers. And I'm like, yeah, you're absolutely right, man. You're a good dude. That always sticks with me.
Yeah, no. I mean, that is a character building moment. I feel like, for all those years later, after you got two, pretty decisive victories over him, you didn't even realize that was hanging in there for, and the guy that put that kind of like in you was able to come and help you freaking, get over that stuff that BS, so that's cool.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, I don't know. I know it's not entertaining, but I don't really give into the trash talk. I don't like to. We're both going to get in there anyway and fight, so
Yeah.
I tend to save all my energy for that night. And
yeah, you could do plenty. You could spend that energy promoting yourself. You don't gotta worry about that energy on somebody else.
if I wanted the WWE fans, I would have went into that.
See Javier Mendez on. Do you guys know him? Have you guys ever met him?
I have heard about him.
Oh, Cain Velasquez's coach back in the day.
Okay, yeah.
They're interviewing right now for the GFL draft.
Okay.
His team Dubai. That's crazy. That he's team Dubai. He's out of San Jose. I don't know if the location thing is just. Go ahead, Adam.
Oh, he's still that coach of. He was Khabib's coach. Now he's Umar's coach and Islam's coach. Is he not?
Right.
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Coaching a bunch of. A lot of these coaches in this GFL draft, they're big staple coaches right now.
The what's that school where Kane trained at? Mo used to train in San Jose.
AK?
AKA, yeah, that's the affiliation. Yeah, that makes sense because Khabib would go there.
So what's fight week gonna be like for you? Are you gonna get there a few weeks early into Seattle, or you just coming there like a few days before?
I'm scheduled to arrive on Tuesday of fight week, kind of the normal. Get there on Tuesday, fight on Saturday. It's I believe it's below sea level, so there's no elevation or anything. So yeah, it'll just be normal.
Yeah, no, it's there's no, I guess there's no altitude really, so you don't have to really worry about that. At least it's below sea level.
Right.
Then have you ever fought in like Denver or?
I have not. And Kelvin's actually slated to fight in Mexico City, and so he's gonna have to fly out a month ahead of time to go get acclimated to the altitude out there. I didn't realize how much difference it was, but he's like, I'm not taking any chances. I'm getting out there. So
I trained in Medicine Hat, which is outside of Alberta, Canada, and they're above sea level. And I was just training. I was like, wow, I see what they're talking about. It feels like a wet blanket on your chest if you're not used to it.
Yeah, no, you couldn't have said it better. It's definitely weird. It takes a minute to get used to.
We used to do the altitude simulation with the mask, doing sprints and stuff like that. But even then, doesn't really replicate fighting. It just replicates the breathing.
Is there a way to train have you always had good cardio, Adam, or is it something you've gotten better at? Because I feel like even when I ever train boxing or anything, it's just I feel like that's the hardest part is the cardio really.
I feel like for me, I've always had the cardio, but the biggest thing is just the getting over that mental hurdle. At the start of camp, my body tells me it doesn't want to do something. My head will listen to it. I'll give into it. The body's tired today, or it doesn't want to go today, and it's just getting over that hurdle. So constantly kind of running into that brick wall and trying to get up and over it, for me. No, I don't know. It's another advantage you can get on somebody that's more talented or skilled than you is to be able to push that pace and push their cardio. And I've always thought that a good recipe for beating somebody is to, obviously try to figure out how to hurt them with the tech, however you can, make them feel that pain and then push their cardio. If they're in pain and their lungs are burning, they're probably going to give you the way out of the fight. They're going to give you something, either submission or they're gonna drop their hands at the wrong time and give you the KO. You know,
You probably saw that in the Marab fight where it looked like. Do you watch that fight?
the last one.
Yeah, on 311 against Umar.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, where it's like the first 2 rounds, basically, it's like I feel like Marab was kind of pacing himself in the last 2 rounds. He just put it on him, and then you could tell Umar was just like out of breath by the. I mean, out in the post-fight press conference, everything. It felt like the cardio was the massive factor. I don't think Umar's ever really fought a 5-round fight either. Maybe he fought Sandhagen 5 rounds, but or maybe that was a 3-round fight. I have to check, but yeah, I know. I feel like that could be a key factor for guys like that. But since you probably have a wrestling background, I mean, it probably comes a little easier too, huh?
yeah. I mean, that's just the mentality of wrestlers is, you know, and that's why there's no other sport like it. Like it's two guys trying to impose their will. One's trying to impose their will on the other, you know, and because we see it in MMA. There's now I feel I was talking to one of the amateur guys about it, who's a tall, lengthy guy. He really likes boxing, and you know, he's asking like how much he should dive into wrestling, and I feel like in MMA you can get away with having really good just takedown defense. You know, I call it anti-wrestling technique. You know, you don't have to necessarily, you know, dive in from the high dive into wrestling and start doing a bunch of takedowns and trying to be better there. If your goal is to be on your feet, you know, throwing your hands, then obviously just, you know, working anti-wrestling techniques are going to be big for you, you know. And we see guys that are kind of applying that wrestler mindset to their anti-wrestling techniques. They have cardio for days if they can just, you know, push your head away and basically like leg escape on takedowns. If they're really good at defending and not allowing you to sit them to their ass, and where they start gassing out a little bit is when you make them, when you take them down and constantly return them. But they're, you know, on the same aspect, they're super hard to take down. So you see them applying that a little bit to it and not going full into wrestler mode. But yeah, wrestling has definitely given me the upper hand, just as far as the mental toughness as well, for conditioning.
Yeah, those like high school wrestling sessions. I mean, people say football is the toughest sport, but I mean, I went to some of those, and those are like 3 hours long. You get like 1 or 2 water breaks, and it's brutal. And then you're doing weight cutting in wrestling too in high school. You're doing weight cutting, so
we'd have the football players come out, you know, oh, I'm just here to stay in shape for football, coach. Yeah. And they would make it all of 2 weeks, you know, if that, you know, the last one would quit within 2 weeks, you know, it's just, it's not applicable. It's not applicable. It's not going to help me in football. And it's just like, okay, you know,
I played football in high school too, and our football team wasn't very good. And I just did it just to do it. You know, it was my break from wrestling. I wrestled 9 months out of the year, and then they wanted to keep me at guard or center because even though I was like 170 pounds soaking wet, just because I knew how to work my feet and chop my feet with the wrestling. And I remember my senior year, I was like, I'm not doing that anymore. You got to move me to fullback. But I was able to pull because I had, you know, like turn the corner.
Yeah.
Like, so I had like the best pull speed ever. I'm like, dude, I'm 170 pounds. Like, I was like, let me just show these guys how to do it. Like, yeah.
You know what's funny is speaking of wrestler, right? Is Uriah Faber? Is he? I saw Team LA takes Uriah Faber. He's in a fight.
Yeah, he's in there. Nabeel, send me that Yahoo link.
Yeah, I'll send it here because I don't know if it's ahead or what.
Mike.
Oh,
Mike Perry, one of my best friends and one of the biggest fans of FightCourt. Thank you, Mike.
Is that? Oh, Mike there. Yeah, is that one of your friends?
And yeah, Uriah Faber is fighting.
Oh, I didn't know that. There's like guys.
He's drafted. See how he fights. That's what I'm talking about. Like,
confused if some of these guys are coaches or not. You know, because it's like Uriah's been coaching for a while, but I'm sure he could still fight. But it's guys around here, but at the same level, you know, there's probably guys around the same age level, but didn't know what they're.
No, there's something else I didn't think of. If they get these names, They fight in LA. It's a pretty big deal. It's a pretty big draw. So
Yeah, that's true.
mhm.
Is that how they're gonna do it? Are they gonna have like it's like Team LA, or they have different locations in like?
Well, yeah. There's the home team.
Right, yeah. It's like the football model essentially with the teams is kind of what I'm thinking they're doing. Like a
Is there going to be trades available? Can you
Yeah,
trade?
trades are available. That's the one thing we confirmed last week is trades are available, which is cool.
How do you pull off a trade? It's like with a fighter, I guess you'll know if a person lost or won. You know, trade a loser for a winner, a winner and a winner.
Yeah.
So is the fighter getting is there salary then as well? Like a football team, like your quarterback gets paid and
You could choose between salary or 50-50 revenue share.
Yeah, I'm curious what the salaries are. I think some of the salaries were released, right? Like the massive heavyweight ones, but they didn't say who, but they said like one heavyweight signed for like.
I know the coaches are getting paid.
Yeah, like one of the heavyweights is getting paid 1.4 million or something like that.
Damn.
Yeah, which is crazy. Yeah.
What was the last kind of model like this? It was like the Lions Den going up against
IFL. It was IFL. Darren Owen explained how this is a little different. I forgot what he said. Looks very similar to me. He explained how it was different. I remember there was no draft. Like this, if this continues, there's going to be an annual draft, almost like fantasy football.
Right.
I forgot how he said it was a little different.
Yeah, like in Team Dubai. Yeah, because it looks like a lot of these people have been picked because they already have like 20 people on Team Dubai.
Yeah, I guess the rest is pre-picked. Let's see, 20 people, and that's it then.
It's like a Team Dubai is 5.
Here. Oh, Amari. Oh, that's him. Amari. That's what I was talking about. Team Dubai. Amagadov. Yeah, I can't pronounce.
Do you know any of these welterweights, Adam? They have Abu Bakr and Nurmagomedov. It's I think he fought in the UFC. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Honey Marks still. Todd Duffy's on Team Dubai. All right. Luke
Todd
Rockhold.
Fighting, huh?
You know, this team, not bad. Jess Aguilar still at it.
Yeah, it says Abu Bakr fought in the UFC. Last in 2023. Yeah, I'm trying to see.
Who's their commentary?
Is
Mike Goldberg. Derek Brunson's over there. This team could put together some wins.
Oh, the guy from Karate Combat. His name. His last name is Black. Brendan Schaub, Caroline Pierce. They're on the desk right now. Do you know any of those guys, Adam? Like, I mean, personally, Schaub.
No, I don't.
Yeah, Karate Combat. Me and Dean actually. I live in LA, so I was out with Dean Thomas out here, and we saw the Karate Combat president, and then went to all the fight events. It's a pretty crazy stadium. If you had a chance to in the future, they bring it back to LA. You should push the fight here. It's like the visuals are crazy.
Yeah. Oh, was that the Clippers arena?
Yeah, I was at Intuit. So the Clippers arena, it's they have the Rams stadium in the same parking lot essentially, and then they have this big ring, and then it was kind of like a lot of the elements were like the sphere fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at least like the board was like that. It's like a big circular visual, and then they had the crazy music, and they had like I don't know, like smoke with effects. It's pretty trippy in person. Yeah. They've been going all out. Like I felt like they're trying to replicate the sphere a bit.
That's cool. Yeah, that Clippers arena is just all state of the art. Like, it's nuts. I've seen that in a couple basketball games.
You watch the NBA? Are you a Trailblazers fan? Or?
That's right. The only professional team that Oregon's got, so I got to support them.
I'm from Milwaukee originally, Wisconsin, so we have Damian Lillard. So
hey, that's my guy right there, man. I'm I was devastated when we traded him.
Yeah. Him and when they had McCollum, that was a fun team to watch.
It was, man. Those were the golden years, I'm gonna call them.
So you watch Oregon as well then, right? You said you watch college football, or?
Yeah, I keep up with it. Yeah. Actually, Marcus Harper of the Ducks is a friend. We were going to the same strength in S&C or I guess it was physical therapy, but I did S&C there as well, there in Oregon. So he had his own podcast here this last season. I can't remember. The Big Mark Show is what they called it.
Team Los Angeles is up now. Let's see who they got.
Oh yeah, Uriah Hall.
Sage Northcutt, Tony Ferguson, Corey McKenna, Aspen Ladd, Chad Mendez. I forgot he's Lorenz Larkin. His teammate. Oh, Frank Mir did get drafted. Wow.
Is he Team LA? Oh yeah, he's Team LA.
Yeah, and Andre Arlovsky.
Wait, Rashad Evans is fighting?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Lorenz Larkin.
That's kind of me and Adam's. Adam was describing a lot of the fights from like kind of that era.
Yeah.
Where those guys were in their prime. That's what the UFC was crazy back then. It was a lot of big name, like a lot of Hall of Famers that are like very iconic in like the 2008, 2009.
Rashad knocking out Chuck Liddell will still be forever haunting in my brain.
Yeah, that was brutal.
We need to get Liddell's coach on sometime, Hackelman.
I can get him on. I'm pretty tight with Hack. I can get him on.
Yeah, I've worked on him a few times. He's cool.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He doesn't like, not that he doesn't like talking MMA, but he likes talking like fighting, like old school martial arts.
What's the style they teach over there? Is it Hawaiian Kempo?
Hawaiian Kempo.
Yeah. Adam, how many different martial arts have you trained? Like since you started your journey, were you like, what was your first form of striking that you trained? I guess.
Just Muay Thai.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've wanted to go over to Thailand. Haven't made the trip yet, but over there, but definitely on the bucket list to go over there and see if I can't hunt down Samat's gym.
Okay. Yeah, I heard it's a lot of my friends go on vacation there. They say it's like you go eat for $1. I heard it's a lot of really good vacation. But if you were training Muay Thai, there would be crazy too. Yeah.
So Casey O'Neill, who trains out of Fight Ready as well, she was talking to me about it. I guess it's really cheap over there to live, and that's where she actually kind of kicked off her career before coming over to the States.
Oh really? Yeah. Did she used to train in Vegas before that?
Yeah, she was out in Vegas, and then she did her last camp here, and she recently just moved out here to basically start training full time.
Oh wow. Yeah, I see Tony Ferguson and Uriah are on right now at the same time. It's interesting duo split screen.
Oh man.
Yeah, this is a hard stream to kind of find too. I see it's on Instagram, X, but it was hard to find.
Are you? I haven't checked it on Instagram yet. I've been watching it on X.
Yeah, let me see what I think I'm on it.
So I had this all week. I had this plan. So the way I have it set up now, like I have this behind me, and I have the TV in the office here, and I wanted the YouTube feed here, but wasn't meant to be. Whatever.
Yeah, Adam. If you need to, I know we've had you on for a while.
Yeah, man, you're free to go, man. We appreciate you.
Yeah,
no problem.
Pretty soon too. We really appreciate you coming on, though.
Yeah, no, it's good bullshitting with you guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thanks. We're gonna kick ass in a few weeks. All right.
What's that?
Kick ass in a few weeks. We're looking forward to it.
Thank you so much.
And usually it's Dean on here, so it's I just help produce it. But
we'll bring you back on after the fight.
Yeah, no. Whenever you guys need somebody to come on just to BS for a little bit, let me know. I gotta be more social.
No, you're awesome. Thanks, bro.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Appreciate it.
Have a good day.
Nabeel running the show. Asking all the questions.
Yeah, I know. I actually haven't done any since college. I haven't since Miami. I used to do the school's sports show, but I've been behind the scenes for a long time. My broadcasting when I used to have the mic at University of Miami. I studied broadcasting though, but yeah, we used to cover all the shows and everything. But I haven't really interviewed anybody. I'm usually always the guy behind the glass.
That's what when I first went back to school, I went back for exercise physiology, but then I started thinking I really wanted to get in. I always loved watching ESPN, all the shows, like obviously for the sports that I was into, but I really loved just talking sports. And like you can even ask my wife, she's like, "Oh, you were the worst. You always just wanted to talk sports. Find someone to talk sports." So I always would love doing. I love sports journalism. I wanted to get into sports journalism after, and then I got my associates, and then I just stuck with fighting, and now I work in sales. And now I'm doing this, so it all worked out.
Yeah, I guess it all comes full circle. But yeah, no, it's a hard thing. When I was like in high school, I just had no. I was like, I knew I wanted to work in sports. I just didn't even know how. I was like, how do these? I used to watch ESPN, but I wasn't really sure how do people like work in sports. Like I really had no clue. And then like nobody really teaches you unless nobody really teaches you. You would have to like I guess go to school and then kind of Google a lot of stuff and like how do these broadcasters make it? Which it's like I guess studying journalism if you want to be on the media side, if you want to be on the more management side. I guess now there's like a lot of schools with sports management programs, but it's just like doing internships. It's like you have to do a lot of stuff for free and just to get your name out there and just like learn. And
I was just going to say a lot of it's the networking, and I hate putting down. I would never put down like a degree, like because I really would love to, but a lot of it is the networking. Like what was I going to say with that? Like if you look at any of these like sports administrations for teams, like their front offices, like a lot of it is just who they knew and everything like that. It's the craziest thing.
Oh yeah, with football, football is the toughest, where it's like a lot of nepotism and then a lot of former players.
Yeah,
so, like, a lot of the front offices and coaches are kind of built like that. Otherwise, you have to do like a college internship, and hopefully you get full time at that college, and then some of these NFL teams might notice you, and then you get hopefully an NFL training camp internships that maybe 6 weeks. Like nothing guaranteed, but you have to kind of like that's kind of the. But even then, you have to know a bunch of people.
What goes out and what are you doing in that 6 weeks? Just go for anything.
You go to training camp. I think essentially, like one of my good friends, he got that internship with the Packers, and then they kept him on for the year, and then now he's a full-time road scout. But before that, he was college intern for a team. Then he became like a college full-time like assistant director of personnel at like Liberty, and then he went over to Tennessee, and then after that, in those 6 weeks, you're basically just like grinding, like you're grinding a lot of tape. You're still watching players in camp, writing reports, probably helping out with some operations. Probably differs from team to team, but you're kind of doing a little bit of everything, but like grinding tape and training camps like 7 days a week, and then you're just doing that for 6 weeks essentially, and then hopefully they have a spot to keep you on for this like a season internship or like a scouting assistant. It's kind of the path to GM. I'm sure it's different with the UFC though. Essentially, because like with the UFC, you probably, if you want to be like a matchmaker or, I'm not too sure how that works. You probably have to start off in a local league or,
Yeah, that's kind of how it works. Like, especially like if you look at Sean Shelby and Mick Maynard, like Mick owned LFA and then sold it out and became matchmaker for the UFC. Sean, I forgot what he was doing before WEC, but it was something similar. I was doing matchmaking for a little while. It's tough. Matchmaking is tough. Like, if I had the time to dedicate that to full time, I might do it. But with a full time job and just fighter, especially at the lower level, these fighters ghost you, or they pull out of fights for the dumbest crap. It's like,
yeah, it's quite different.
Yeah, it's just
in Florida. It was like a local league.
Yeah, it was like a local promotion. It was a local promotion.
I'm guessing they were getting a lot of top team fighters too, huh?
Well, I tried to, but nobody wanted to fight him from the smaller gyms because, like, down here you got top team Killcliff, and then everything else is, and then MMA Masters, and then everything else is smaller gyms. But even those bigger guys, they don't want to fight on the smaller shows because they're coaches, and I get it. Like, these two are gonna have to fight in the UFC. We're not gonna have them fight now to stunt either of their careers. So like, it's real tough getting that match together. You really gotta. Then you got to try and get the ticket sellers on. Which is another model I don't agree with. People need to find different ways to market fights, market shows other than ticket sellers. I remember one of the shows, and I wanted to have the dude on the show. He was a former fighter of mine, and he sold like 300 tickets, and then his opponent didn't get off the plane.
Oh, wow.
So like,
you make any money out of that?
No, our show. No, I got paid, but like nothing. I think I got like $300 for the fight for the whole event, and the show lost money. And if the show loses money, it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, it's crazy to see Ferguson's on this. Anybody stand out with you? I guess we could probably wrap up soon. Is there anybody? It seems like they announced a lot of the teams already, but then they're still doing like a live draft. Yeah. Anybody stand out to you and on any of the teams? Anybody know what we want to hit on?
I know that ATT, Miami definitely has the wealth of fighters. LA looked pretty good. I think that they could do something with the matchups there. It's really interesting that their heavyweights are Frank Mir and Andre Arlovsky. Like Andre's probably gonna do the heavy lifting there. But any individual fighter,
Yeah, I guess Romero, Team Miami, that'll be fun to watch. I mean, everyone looks to
I don't know if Sid Outlaw got drafted, but he is so good, man. I mean, yeah, he's a little bit older, but he's so strong, and I feel like he could beat anybody at this level of fighting for sure.
Sidney Outlaw?
Yeah, Sid Outlaw. I don't know if he got drafted or not in Miami or not, though.
Oh, he's fought AJ McKee before. Okay, I did.
Then he went to Killcliff.
Okay.
He's over at Killcliff now. But any individual fighter, I was because the last couple of weeks they really announced some really solid gamers. Not necessarily up and comers, but guys like Saad Awad.
Oh yeah, I feel like I've heard of him.
Saad Awad, yeah, I fought Saad. He's nasty. He could, again, a little bit older, but he could beat anybody. He's got knockout power, good wrestling defense. They got guys that could really fight.
Was Saad Awad on Tough?
He was on Tough, and then he fought in Bellator.
Yeah, I used to cheer for him because he's Middle Eastern. I used to cheer for him.
When he beat me?
I don't think I watched him in that. I watched him on Tough because I've watched every single Tough.
Yeah.
So I don't think I watched him in Bellator though. You fought in Bellator, right? Yeah,
I did.
Yeah, that you fought in.
Yeah.
How was it?
He's my only loss in Bellator.
Really? Okay. Yeah. How were those promotions?
At the time, so I was at Bellator when Bjorn Rebney was running it with Sam Kaplan, and nobody liked them. But I had a falling out with them, and I left, and or I was asked to leave, so to speak. And then I fought once on a short notice fight. I fought Waylon Lowe when the new regime took over. Scott Coker, Richard Shu, and then I won. And then I left, fought for some smaller shows, and they brought me back for a couple more fights. And then when my contract was up, they didn't have me back. But when Coker took over, it was night and day from when Bjorn Rebney had it. It was like Wizard of Oz. Like when Bjorn Rebney had it, it was black and white, and then the color came when Scott Coker took over with his crew. Like they really did it right. And honestly, it doesn't surprise me that Scott went out the way it did. He's pretty smart, like how he does with MMA business as a promoter. Like what he did with Strikeforce, and then they sold it. He stayed away from the game for a little while. He came back into Bellator, brought it up, got paid, left again. He'll be involved in something down the line for sure.
Yeah, I saw you fought in the same card as Pitbull, huh? You're on the main card of Pitbull.
Yeah. Actually, I think I fought on the same card as him a couple times, or the older brother. No, I fought on the same card as both of them. I fought on the same card as the smaller one and the bigger one.
Have you ever fought on a Sergio Pettis card? Or he's probably younger, right?
No, he was after me.
Yeah.
I haven't fought almost 8 years now.
Oh yes, yeah. I'm looking like this fight was in 2017. I'm like,
oh, then maybe it was a short overlap. I don't think I fought on the same card as him though.
okay, yeah, you're on the main card. I see that's pretty cool. Yeah, I used to watch that a lot. That's why I'm like, when I watched a lot of these guys, like a lot of the older guys, like I've watched a lot of them are on Tough. That's why I'm like, probably a lot of the guys that fought in Bellator and Tony Ferguson is still talking.
Yeah, I know.
There's 20,000 views on.
Yeah,
it's not bad. They're probably promoting the heck out of this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm trying to see if Anthony Pettis. I think Team Miami's team's pretty stacked. Yeah, Junior Dos Santos, Pettis, Romero.
They got a lot of those gamers. Did you send me that link yet? Here.
Yeah, I sent it. It's in the chat. You send the comments or private chat? Private chat. You have to
send it to me.
Yeah,
can you send it to the WhatsApp?
Yeah, give me. Yeah, I'll send it to the WhatsApp. It kind of it doesn't have like it has some of the full teams now. It has like the notable. I think it's live. But it kind of is helping me just go through it. I mean, all the big names I would probably care about because I only really recognize. I don't really know the prospects in this. Let me see. Do you know any of these prospects?
No. I was trying to put that together. I know, but a lot of the international prospects I was looking up are pretty good. I don't remember the names, but they were pretty solid. Here we go. Let's look what you got here. There's Tony's face, man. When Tony was so good back in the day.
Yeah, London. Yeah, so they announced full Team LA. They announced full Dubai, which has Brunson, Woodley, Abu Bakr Nurmagomedov. It has
Okay.
Woodley,
I see how they're doing it now. I got you.
Blackhold. Yeah, but not like Team Miami only shows 4 picks. New York
Oh,
shows
Junior did go to Miami. Okay.
Yeah. I think watching him.
Oh, Natasha's good. I'm glad she's going to get some shine. She's the LFA champion. I think she's a strawweight LFA champion. She took third in the Olympics in judo. Actually, Mo's her head coach, and
really?
she's nasty.
So is Mo coaching? Does he coach a lot of pros over there, or does he teach a specific class?
Yeah, he coached a lot of pros over there.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm seeing. Yeah, the LFA, the head of LFA is Ed Soares, one of the heads of it.
Natasha got drafted. You're a GFL coach. LOL.
Oh yeah. They have a lot of good Brazilian fighters come out of LFA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually just saw. I mean, I know Caroline Pierce. I just saw her at this last UFC event.
Who's that? Who'd you say?
One of the hosts of this broadcast team.
The women that they.
Yeah. Oh, we should get Ray Longo on sometime to talk this.
I would love to. I see that guy's conversation. I love the way he talks about fighting.
I just talked to him this past week. But yeah, he used to. I could hit up Ray to come on.
Yeah, he seems like a cool dude. I think. He must know Dean pretty well too because Dean's so close with Matt.
Yeah, and then Aljo and it was in the celebration in the post-fight press conference. It was, it was Aljo in there, and then when Islam came in, Hezbollah came in with him, so he's right there. It was cool though. And then I had Tagir sat next to me. I was in the post-fight presser for 311. Then I was like just sitting like in the back, and then Tagir comes to say, I was like, oh, nice fight.
That's awesome.
It was funny, yeah.
All right, we'll wrap this up. The draft's over.
Yeah, the draft's basically over.
Nabeel, thank you, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yes, I stayed on the whole time. So
yeah, it was fun. We should do more of these where it's just not necessarily for an event or maybe it's on the background. We'll just get a bunch of fighters on and want to talk some shit. That was cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, then we'll
All
have
right, later, bro.
episode Tuesday for everyone.
Tuesday. Yep.
All right, sounds good. Peace out.
Peace.